This is another episode of Stand-Up Comedy, your host and MC, celebrating 40-plus years on the fringe of show business. Stories, interviews, and comedy sets from the famous and not so famous. Here's your host and MC, Scott Edwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. Hey, it's your host, Scott Edwards. We have another fun interview coming up for you. Before I jump into it, let me remind you, I have a new video podcast called the Tag Team Talent Podcast. If you get a chance, check it out. I'm providing variety talent videos from around the world. Each show takes about 15 minutes and loads of good entertainment. So if you get a chance, the Tag Team Talent Podcast. And if you have talent, go to the website tagteamtalentsearch.com. Hey, right now, I've got a really fun interview to do. Let me introduce him and then I'll kind of catch you up. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Texas, it's the one and only stand-up comic, Stephen Mays.
What's up, Scott, man?
Hey, good to have you back on the show, Stephen. I hope your career is going as well as we talked about. Let me catch everybody up if you got a minute.
Yeah.
Stephen is a young comic out of Texas. Last time we talked, which was almost exactly a year ago, he was just getting started. We talked about the challenges of open mics, getting sets, bombing here and there, and he had some enthusiastic plans to maybe do some short films and stuff. So it's been a year. Let's catch up. Stephen, what's been going on?
I mean, not much has changed. I definitely like where I'm at right now with comedy as far as the way I'm handling stage presence. I think I really been gaining some confidence lately on stage. Now, as far as on the back end, the business side, and trying to shake the right hands and get with the right people, that's always a journey and a tough one. But I'm here for it, though.
Well, you bring up two important things. What we talked about last time is the importance of getting as much stage time as you can, because that's how you improve. We also talked about writing all the time, because that's what keeps you fresh and in the game when it comes to comedy. But getting comfortable with stage presence is so important, and great advice for any other young comics out there. And the other thing is that it's important to understand that stand-up comedy, like any entertainment, is a business. That's why they call it show business. And so getting out and pressing flesh and meeting people is what's going to help build your career and get you going in this world we call stand-up. You've been doing this now for over a year. Are you having fun on stage still?
Well, I've been doing it for probably close to 9-10 years now, and I'm having fun on stage. I'm having a new I'm having this past year since the last time we talked. It's been more fun for me, I would say, and because now I'm trying to get over another challenge, and that's becoming a new fun. I hit a point where it's just like instead of looking at how far I came, just focus on where I should be at based off how far I came. Use every chance that I'm on stage as a challenge to just grow your stage presence and have more fun with the people there, because it's about the people that's here and right now. Those people that came out to come see you.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. A couple things. It is so true that you have to be focused on the audience right in front of you, whether it's 10 people or 10,000. They're the ones that are there to see you and you want to entertain. And I apologize. I meant we hadn't spoken in just over a year, but I know that you've been dabbling in comedy. I didn't know it had been 9 years, but it is so important, as you said, and I'm glad you mentioned it, Stephen, is that you want to be engaged with the audience that's right in front of you at that moment. Now, for all you other young comics, that doesn't mean write material just for those 10 or 10,000 people. You should still be building up a set, maybe 3 minutes at a time, and get to the point where you can not only do open mics, but start doing opening sets, maybe feature sets, and someday when you have maybe an hour of solid material, being able to be a headliner. Stephen, how's that path going for you, or what kind of gigs are you getting?
I'm getting some more local gigs, and I'm right now I'm just like, let me focus on getting some local gigs so I can conquer that, get that out the way, so I can maybe get my name out there in the local area. And I've been doing some. I just did a 30-minute set yesterday.
Yay!
And that
Wait a minute. We have the kids here. Steven just did a 30-minute set. Congratulations. That's awesome and not easy to do.
Yeah. So I just did that, and it wasn't my first one, but I just did that yesterday, and I'm liking the momentum. I'm liking where I'm at, and just trying to focus on right here and right now. And like I say, this game is a nuance. You can have the talent, but you might not have the people to bag you up to put you out there on the face of the talent. And so, like, I'm just trying to let go of that hold so much that, because you can get bogged down when you look at where you think you should be at, and you're not there, and you get yourself bogged down, and you forget, like, oh man, I do have people right here who support and really genuinely love Stephen Mays for what he does and what he brings to the table, and you'll miss that.
Right. And I think that not only having a great foundation in the industry and the friends to support you, I think you're right that you don't want to look too much to the past, because it is about what's happening right now, but also a little bit of a view into the future. What are your goals? When we were talking a little over a year ago, you were still doing some open mics and getting stage time anywhere you can. I guess it's been about a year and a half. And now you're occasionally doing some 30-minute sets. So that's a big leap in the industry, because you have to be writing, you have to have the material. And as I was just saying, it's important to be looking forward. Where does Stephen Mays want to go as a stand-up comic? What is your plateau, your goal?
I want to go as far as I can reach. And so my goal is, I'll be lying to you if I say I don't want to be a big-time comedian. But I want to be able to just, as far as be a touring comic, I want to be a headliner comic. I want to be the guy that's on the fly, the guy that people come to see. I want to be able to, I have some, like I say, short films I have ready to go. I would like to produce those, get those ready to go into movies when the time is right. That is my goal. That might sound pretty basic, but it's as simple as that.
Well, it's not basic, because none of those things are easy. And I think it's really funny that you want to be the guy on the fly. And I think that's a great way to put it. Now, we did talk about your interest in short films and in that aspect of the industry. Have you had a chance over the last year or so to work on some film projects?
I have been doing sketches. I've done some sketches that I do, but not in my short films. My short films, I haven't had the chance to get that, because that's more of that's a big project, and I have to find someone that can put the time out and dedicate themselves. If I want to do that independently, if I'm doing that independently, like I'm doing my sketches, I will have to get some. I want to make sure I get the right characters, get the people that can commit to a time and stay to it, because that's going to be shot over a month or so, different scenes in various locations.
Right.
But as far as in between that, I'm still doing my sketches. I still have sketches. I just did a sketch the other day. I'm releasing it Father's Day. I can send that to you once I get that out, once everything is done. But I just did a sketch that will be released Father's Day.
That would be great. I would love to have you send that to me and possibly share it with the audience. But I think it's good that you are still planning and thinking and working towards one of your dreams, which is producing some film and sketch projects. The fact that it's difficult is what makes it challenging and worth doing, right? Something that's you have to work hard for, that's a challenge, is what gives you the greatest appreciation when you're done. So that is a great thing that you're making some forward progress on that. Now, one of the other things we talked about last time, and this is a little bit more of a challenge for you, at least it was a year or so ago, is how important it is to be a clean entertainer, clean comic, because it does open up more doors. Is your material, your writing, staying a little edgy, or are you trying to clean it up and get some more gigs? If the local church called you, could you perform?
Oh, I can perform. I can always perform at the local church now. You know, if get me in front of Jesus, I came and act up real quick. But,
Well, that'd be a tough audience.
you know, but I have my topics are still controversial. I wouldn't even say controversial so much, but my topics are still edgy. But I am finding ways that I can deliver it without, you know, as far as, you know, certain enhancement words. Now, some stuff just sprue out, they sprue out. And I do want to touch on the fact that it's the challenging part, because it is challenging. And, you know, to be transparent, like to be cutthroat, I did, like, I'm fine. That's what I say. Touch back with what I said earlier. I'm having more fun through those challenges, because I had to ask myself, I was like, man, I was doing more griping than having fun. And now I was like, once I got back to that mindset of just, you know, let me just have fun with it. Let me just have fun. Because nowadays it's like they don't even want you to be a comedian. They want you to be a businessman. But I'm here to be a comedian. And you want me to be a businessman, comedian, the marketer. You know, it's like I have to, like, I know you have to do those things to get to that point. But if you want to fool me, you got to let me be a full comedian. And now I'm finding new ways to have fun with that challenge of getting to the, you know, getting your name out there. And ever since that mind shift has changed, I've been getting some good opportunities, you know, as far as like gigs and performing at new places. I just got a spot at a place, Magoo I don't even know if I'm saying it right. It's in Baltimore. It's a well-known comedy club. And I got a spot out there to show out an audition. It's like an audition spot, I'll say, for open mic. And my plan is to go down there. It's a couple of weeks on next Thursday. Not next Thursday, 2 Thursdays from now, June 5th. And I'm really excited about that. And I've been trying to get on there. I've been trying to get on there for the longest. And the first email I sent back with this new shift of mindset, I get hit right back to get on stage. So I'm excited about that.
Well, I think that's really great news. Congratulations, Stephen, on getting the gig up there in, I think you said Boston. Oh, Baltimore.
No, Baltimore.
In Baltimore, yeah. I would recommend you learn how to say the club name.
Yeah, I do. That's what I'm saying. I do got it before I get up there. But that's something I can work in my bit too, you know?
Yeah, right. No, that's true. Now, the other thing, though, I want to emphasize for not only yourself, but for other people listening that maybe want to get into the stand-up comedy industry or already doing a little comedy, it really is, and it's challenging, and it's the difficult part, but it is a business. So not only are you a performer, you have to be a writer because you're presenting your material, but you also have to be a director and producer because you have to get yourself to the gig, know how to dress correctly for that particular gig, and how to do the presentation on stage so that's engaging with the audience. But you also have to do the business side. You have to be a financial expert so you know when the money's coming in and how to use it. And you have to be in sales and marketing because you have to get yourself out there and expose the world to Stephen Mays, the stand-up comic. So there are all these different aspects of being in the industry. And it's not just comedy. I mean, if you're an independent musician or a singer or even a juggler or a magician, you're self-employed. And that means as an entrepreneur, you have all these different hats you have to wear towards success. And there's going to be challenges, there's going to be failures, but if you keep motivated and you keep at it, you will succeed. And Stephen, it sounds like you've stayed consistent with the efforts and you're starting to reap some of those benefits.
Yes, I am. And I can use some help. I know I can use some good coaching or some help with that because, you know, and then you got a full-time job because it burns out a little bit, you know. As far as working the full-time job and trying to be a big, because I'm at work working on equipment and fixing, repairing something. I'm up here trying to get a close on a set and a deal. I'm writing a set on one part, and I'm got a manual book open on the other part. I'm trying to listen in the meeting, but also emailing somebody trying to set up the date for a gig.
Well,
So
it is one of the challenges that I think all entertainers and a lot of us have in life, and that is the balance between work, family, and your own goals in life, and how you're going to not only be important and valuable in relationships and your family, but give to your main job that pays the bills and yet still find time to enhance your comedic career. All that is very difficult. In fact, I have something that might help you, Stephen. I recently interviewed an author, Mike Lucas. He has thefunnymuscle.com, and he came out with a book called The Business of Comedy, and he gave me a free copy. I'm going to send it to you, and that might give you an idea of what needs to be done on the business side to help balance your, life, your personal relationships, your other main jobs, and what you want to do in comedy. So we want to thank Mike Lucas for that. And if anybody else wants to learn more about it, go to funnymuscle.com. There's all kinds of stuff that'll help you. But Stephen, in your case, I'll send you a copy of the book. He was kind enough to give it to me, so I'll play it forward and give you an opportunity to grow and enhance your career in stand-up comedy. So you've been working on getting some more gigs.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, no, my honor. You're working on getting more gigs. You've got this sketch and video program you're working on. What's coming up next for Stephen Mays?
That right there, I'm figuring out as I go along.
Well, that's like a lot of us human beings. Sometimes you just take it day by day and have to figure it out. But I mean, do you have any upcoming projects or any goals that we're can hear about next time?
Well, so I want to this sketch, and I want to film at least 2 more sketches that I'm currently working on before the end of the year. Some good production sketches. I want to film those before the end of the year. And my goal is I want to fill out the rest of the year with gigs and with feature spot. If I can get some headlining gigs, but I want to fill it out. I want to be able to fill it out. My goal is to attach my name, and I'm not necessarily worried about financial side right now, but attach my name to a booker or to a club and say, hey, Stephen, this is your spot. This is your night. This is what we do. This is what we do. Because I do perform around the city, and I have my main places. But now I'm at the point where I want to branch out and reach other spots, other places, and have those people get to know me, and have those guys. I've been having something. I had something I've been patting on my back that's really gave me a high. I did a show a few months ago. And 2 months after the show, a month or so, just last month, I was out at 2 different places. I was out at a bar, and a couple of people stopped and recognized me. It was like, hey, ain't you that comedian I saw the other day? I was like, oh, man. I said, oh, I appreciate that. For you to even remember me, that means what I said was impactful. And then I did a show probably a week after that on a Friday. And then that Monday, I was at a restaurant that I like to go to. I like to go to this restaurant every Monday. They do half-off burgers. Shout out to Bus Bulls and Poets. And I go out there. I get my burger. I'm sitting down at the bar and I'm eating. And the guy was like, "Hey, you the comedian from Texas I recognized on Friday, man. You was funny." And so that really gave me some great confidence boost right there.
Yeah, that's always nice. And it sounds like, Stephen, you're becoming the guy on the fly. But I do want to make one recommendation to you as a producer.
Yeah, I'm always here for it.
As a club owner and a producer, if you're trying to get yourself into some new clubs, even though you're doing 20, 30 minutes at times, you're still in the early parts of your career. I would offer to host or MC events or shows for the club owner. Maybe even be the host of the open mic. And that gives you a chance to get up on the stage, 10 or 20 times over an hour or two. And, you don't do a set, but you get your personality out there. You get your experience in crowd work, and you get a chance to test out some new material. So being an MC at these new clubs that you're trying to break into would be my recommendation. Now, you said you did a 30-minute set, but if you were to go perfectly clean, what's your comfort zone? I'm thinking 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, if I can go to perfectly clean, I'll probably do 15.
Well, that's not easy
After
to
that,
get
I can't
to.
make you no promises.
Yeah. No promises. An F-bomb may slip out. Okay. Well,
yeah, something might slip out. I can't make no promises on that. At that point, I'm getting comfortable. So, Stephen May is going to have to sign. There's only so much constriction I can do.
Well, you have to be true to yourself. And as we talked about last time, there are a few entertainers that have made success while still being a little risque or dirty or dropping a few F-bombs. But the key, Stephen, is don't drop the F-bombs to try to shock and get a reaction from the audience. You want to only use it if it's truly funny to the bit.
Yeah. Oh, no, I wouldn't. No, I never do that. Like, I don't even use it that much. It's just it literally comes out. Like, I don't plan to use the F word. It just literally comes out, and that's why I say it's only so much I can do, because when I'm just feeling it, it might just comes out it's spontaneous.
Well, that's you got to be
and
yourself.
I think the word
that's
was created.
Stephen Mays.
That's how the word was created. It was created out of spontaneity. It was created out of spontaneity. So I don't think nobody was just walking one day and just say, hey, this is a cool word to use. It was just like, hey, it's like, oh wow, what? That's what that means. That's what that means. Okay.
I could just see one of the apostles walking along, stub his toe and go, fuck.
Yeah, and it's like, Jesus was like, what?
Yeah, well, and we all do the best we can, and we're all a product of our environment, and you do have to be true to yourself. But as a producer, I always recommend that if you're clean, you're going to go farther in your career. But Stephen, it's been great catching up with you. I'm so proud that you're getting on stage and building your comedy set and trying new things. Congratulations.
Nah, thank you. I appreciate you, man. I enjoy speaking with you, Scott, man. Thank you. Thank you for this.
Well, it's been great catching up, and thanks for letting us know what's going on. Be sure to keep me informed on those video projects you're working on, and let me know, shoot me an email and let me know how the Baltimore gig goes, because that sounds like a lot of fun.
No, letting people know that I am from Texas, so that's cool. You got to still let people. I try to represent. I got to let people know that's where I'm from, born and raised, and so I'm actually hosting tonight at a club that I regularly perform at.
Okay.
So I'm actually hosting tonight.
So I'm not totally crazy. All right. So now that you're in DC, and that explains the Baltimore gig and what you're doing, but is there a club you kind of hang out at, or if somebody wants to contact you for a show, how best to reach Stephen Mays?
So I regularly perform at the DC Comedy Clubhouse. It's on Fridays and every other Saturdays. And if you want to reach out to me, you can find me on my email. You can look that up on my Instagram page, because that's where I normally do all my networking and social media handles. And that's at a.mays productions, a.mays productions. And my email contact will be on there. You can email me. I'll have snippets of my routines on there, and I post regular everyday life, post my sketches on there too. So you can hook me up and look me up through there and contact me through there.
Well, great. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to learn a little bit more about Stephen Mays, a stand-up comic out of Washington, D.C., go to his Instagram page or drop by the DC Comedy Club. Hey, Stephen, thanks so much for being back on the podcast. We wish you much success and growth in the stand-up industry. We appreciate you, man.
Nah, thank you, Scott, man. I hope you have a good one, man. Enjoy your weekend for sure, man.
Well, thank you so much. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed this interview with stand-up comic Stephen Mays. We'll be back next week with one of our regular stand-up comedy shows. Thanks for listening. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Stand-Up Comedy, Your Host and MC. For information on the show, merchandise, and our sponsors, or to send comments to Scott, visit our website at www.standupyourhostandmc.com. Look for more episodes soon and enjoy the world of stand-up comedy. Visit a comedy showroom near you.